America is one of the most powerful nations on earth. But nature does not care about power. Throughout its history, America has been hit by disasters so devastating they killed thousands in hours and changed the nation forever. Today we count down the top 10 deadliest natural disasters in American history. Stay until number 1 because it will absolutely shock you. Welcome to my channel, Historical Disasters USA. From the frozen north to the sunny south, from the Pacific coast to the Atlantic shores, America has faced nature's most powerful and deadly forces. Earthquakes that leveled entire cities, hurricanes that swallowed islands whole, floods that buried town underwater for weeks. These are not just statistics. These are real stories of real American families whose lives changed in seconds. This is their story. Number 10. Tri-State Tornado 1925. Deaths 695. At number 10 we have the deadliest tornado in American history. On March 18, 1925, a massive tornado traveled 219 miles across Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. It stayed on the ground for 3.5 hours, longer than any tornado in recorded history. It destroyed entire towns in seconds. 695 people died and 2,000 were injured. Whole families were picked up and thrown miles away. The Tri-State tornado remains the deadliest single tornado America has ever seen. Number 9. Okeechobee Hurricane 1928. Deaths 2,500. At number 9, we have a hurricane that most Americans have never heard of. On September 16, 1928, a powerful Category 4 hurricane hit Lake Okeechobee in Florida. The storm's surge caused the lake to overflow, its banks flooding everything around it. 2,500 people died. Most of them poor farming families who had no warning and nowhere to run. This disaster was largely forgotten in American history books, which makes it even more tragic. Number 8. Johnstown Flood 1889. Deaths 2,209. At number 8, we have one of the most heartbreaking disasters in American history. On May 31, 1889, a poorly maintained dam above Johnstown, Pennsylvania collapsed after heavy rains. 20 million tons of water rushed down the valley at 40 miles per hour, destroying everything in its path. 2,209 people died, including 99 entire families, where not one single member survived. Children were found miles away from their homes. The Johnstown flood shocked the entire world and led to the first ever American Red Cross disaster relief operation. Number 7. San Francisco earthquake 1906. Deaths 3,000. At number 7 we have the earthquake that destroyed one of America's greatest cities. On April 18, 1906, at 5:12 in the morning, a massive earthquake measuring 7.9 magnitude struck San Francisco, California. The earthquake itself was devastating, but the fires that followed were even worse. Gas pipes broke and fires spread across the city for 3 days, burning over 25,000 buildings. 3,000 people died and 2,25,000 were left homeless. San Francisco was almost completely destroyed, but the city rebuilt and became even greater. Number 6. Great Mississippi Flood 1927. Deaths 500, but affected 7 lakh lives. At number 6, we have a disaster that did not just kill people, it changed America forever. In the spring of 1927, the Mississippi River burst through its levees in 145 places, flooding an area the size of Ireland. 27,000 square miles were underwater. 7 lakh people lost their homes. Mostly poor black farming families in the South lost everything they had. This disaster directly led to the United States government taking responsibility for flood control for the first time in history. The Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 literally changed how America was governed. Number 5. Hurricane Maria 2017. Deaths 3,057. At number 5, we have a disaster from recent memory that showed America was still vulnerable to nature's power. On September 20th, 2017, Hurricane Maria, a Category 4 storm, made direct landfall on Puerto Rico. The entire island lost electricity. Hospitals ran out of medicine. People went without clean water for months. 3,057 Americans died, making it the deadliest hurricane to hit American soil in 100 years. The slow government response became one of the most controversial moments in modern American history. Number 4. Hurricane Katrina 2005. Deaths 1833. Damage $125 billion. At number 4, we have perhaps the most famous disaster in modern American history. On August 29, 2005, Hurricane Katrina made landfall near New Orleans, Louisiana, as a powerful Category 3 storm. The levees protecting New Orleans failed and 80% of the city went underwater. 1,833 people died. 4 lakh people lost their homes. Entire neighborhoods that had existed for 200 years were completely destroyed. The images of people stranded on rooftops waiting for help that never came shocked the entire world. Hurricane Katrina exposed deep inequalities in American society and changed the nation's approach to disaster preparedness forever. Number 3. Great Chicago Fire 1871. Deaths 300, but 1 lakh left homeless. At number 3, we have a disaster that destroyed one of America's fastest growing cities. On October 8, 1871, a fire started on the southwest side of Chicago, Illinois. Strong winds carried the fire across the city for 2 days. 300 people died, but the real tragedy was that 1 lakh people, 1/3 of Chicago's entire population, lost their homes in one night. 17,400 buildings were destroyed. The Great Chicago Fire is one of the most significant disasters in American history. And from its ashes, Chicago rebuilt itself into one of the greatest cities in the world. Number 2. Hurricane Kemal, 1969. Deaths 259. Wind speed 190 miles per hour. At number 2, we have the most powerful hurricane ever to hit the American mainland. On August 17, 1969, Hurricane Kemal made landfall on the Mississippi Gulf Coast with winds of 190 miles per hour. Winds so powerful they destroyed all weather measuring equipment. 259 people died. Entire towns were completely erased from the map. Buildings that survived were found miles away from where they stood. Camille remains one of the only 3 Category 5 hurricanes ever to make landfall in the United States mainland. Number 1. The biggest reveal. Great Galveston Hurricane 1900. Deaths 8,000 to 12,000. And at number 1, the deadliest natural disaster in American history. A disaster so devastating, it still holds the record 125 years later. On September 8, 1900, a massive hurricane made landfall on Galveston Island, Texas. The entire city of 37,000 people was completely submerged under 15 feet of water. Between 8,000 and 12,000 people died in a single night. That is more Americans killed than in any war battle, any earthquake, any flood, any disaster in the entire history of the United States. And most Americans today have never heard this story. The Great Galveston Hurricane of 1900 is not just America's deadliest natural disaster. It is one of the deadliest natural disasters in the history of the entire world. These 10 disasters remind us that nature is the most powerful force on earth, and that the human spirit to survive and rebuild is even more powerful. Every single city and community on this list rebuilt. Every single one refused to give up. That is the true story of America. If you learned something new today, please hit the like button and share this video so others can know these forgotten stories. Subscribe to Historical Disasters USA for a new American disaster story every single week. Comment below which disaster shocked you the most.